Yeah, we're in the cloud. All right. So we're going to run with this, probably mess it up along the way, as tends to be the case. And we're not sure what we're exactly doing again here. So that's the fun of the whole exercise, right? So again, we're trying to do this collaboratively with anyone who had a hand in the truck. And these two guys had firsthand experience with some fun in designing the logo for Root River Co. So we'll pull it up and it's going to be in a random order, assuming we can figure out how to do the screen share. And we're going to start obviously with the wild one, which is the 240 drawings, right? Which were derived from, that observation and prompts for 8 hours or whatever it was, the one day, right? So that's going to go in the back of the car here, which will be black. And again, you'll be able to see it. We discussed it a little bit earlier on the top. So it'll be kind of reflective and on top of the black with the, kind of design here. That was way too hard to do individual stickers for. So, the intent was to do it with like a 3, point, as in like 305 style, sizing, but we're not sure that's going to play out. So the next part there obviously is actually fun that we're getting to this early on, randomly. Here we are. This is the logo there, which filters into, and you guys haven't seen the car or graphics since a while back, right? When it was probably a little bit more.
I also didn't see these in the window.
So that one there, my dad had Lana, his daughter, create that as a coral snake. So nice and deadly. Pablo, who is helped tremendously to create it, does all the design and the setup. His kid had actually done this Joker. So then the Batman you see in Meta's room. This one, Nala did this little butterfly. We got Sonic jumping off, and this is the Weaver, which is a Van Gogh thing, which plays into the kind of weaving things together and Weber play. And this me and to we, Nala did. I put a little toucan, which is a UCAN, depending on how you want to look at it. And this is the reflective on top of the glow in the dark, kind of flashing. These will all be in black. Reflective is the idea. So it'll be brighter if you are looking at it from a certain angle, right? So random incorporations of like Boy Kong, my aunt, Alonzo. So we got Zoe, we got Oz, and then, miscellaneous write-ups. So we put Boy Kong's middle name on the back of the truck this time because he kind of transitioned from the whole thing into the front, and it's kind of, in the back now, in the middle kind of play as you progress. So we can go into this guy here. So this we had messed around with up in New York, trying to figure out a logo for the new entity. So I don't know if you guys want to run with it or how we got to that in your own words versus mine. Between who did the @ and the ampersand and the rose and how that kind of comes together.
I think Andre did the.
So I did
right?
I did the ampersand for and, right?
Yes.
Andre.
I think I did the
Then-
@ for me, for Austin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, I believe so. It's a little blurry in the picture, of course.
And then that's this is the root. No, these are the roots, the Root River.
Yeah.
I don't remember what
We got
Those
the
are little-
asterisks,
Oh, that's a asterisk, right?
kind of little plays in there, right?
Yeah.
To put it all together. So,
Yeah.
I think we had a lot of fun trying to do it because I could not figure out how to also duplicate and replicate this, but Austin is much more tech savvy.
I did a little bit.
So
of
we were
cut
able to
and
help
paste, yeah.
doing the cutting and the pasting of the rows, right?
Yeah.
So just kind of went to go make an unofficial kind of logo or play, which played off of this kind of
I
river
feel like it
concept.
looks a lot better here than I remembered.
That's great.
Yeah, it looks
It's
good.
really cool. I don't know if I can find it on the iPad. Is it charged, you think, or is it dead?
No, I've charged it before I got it.
Oh, nice. If I can find it, that could also be
Service.
maybe a way to look at it better than that because it's a little bit blurry. Pretty sure that's it. Appropriate. Could do a hold up, right? Where did this thing go?
Did we ever put it fully together?
I think it's mostly together. Oh yeah, look, see, it's good to do some of the reality of trying to do these things. Well, it's somewhere on this thing.
Wasn't right at the beginning.
It should have been, I thought.
Went to the top. There we go.
Do you see it?
I wanted to see a bunch of this stuff. Is it like,
Oh,
but
here.
not colored in, right?
No, but maybe you can see it a bit better then. That's been doing some of the symmetry there, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah. So it's just kind of a play and a fun kind of time to Bama, come here. See, dog's always involved. So kind of went and, created this, so that's kind of fun. So it's kind of the source, of inspiration in and out. So, it was a good time doing that and a collaborative methodology to pump out, some artwork, right? So this is the more dolled up, color-filled version than you just saw, which is, the general scene. So yeah, this is where it's at now. So tomorrow we're gonna go and we're gonna see how the truck is looking. They started it on Friday effectively, did the door jams, which we can show here. This is where it's at. You guys haven't seen this yet, right?
No.
So
Wow.
that's kind of where it's at now. And you see, like, it's so cool because you see how they deconstruct the truck to
Yeah.
reconstruct the truck and like kind of their attention to detail. And, she's good fun and does a great job. So that's Pablo, who helped to create like all the designs and the intricacies and like different takes and views.
So what do the door jams look like?
I have them on the side. So no, it's to keep the "You Are My Sunshine" thing still there, so you still have some light within the dark premise, kind of ongoing, right? So that's the fun in that, is that it's not all gone, but this will change from Bama, from Nightmare Before Christmas into kind of Lilo and Stitch, right? Which is that, creative random output that's seen as some semblance of destructive lunacy, right? Yet ends up being kind of fun and sweet, as a play. So this is the front of the truck, at least, from Shelby part up. And I'll show you some graphics on that Shelby will be kind of in that, new glowing in the dark technology by the light wrappers guys, right? So it can flash off and on, etc. So this is actually the Jordan is from is the 23 play is in part one of the meanings of that, right? Besides the John Wick stuff that we mentioned earlier, that has his brother created that by hand in the Stitch. So kind of plays on the Lilo and Stitch thing as well.
Jordan's brother did?
Pablo's brother had made this, right? So if you look at it intricately, you can see it has like a woven stitch effectively there.
Awesome.
So he pulled that out and then we just created a little fun with it. And it's fun. That's right in front of not in front of, but right
Easy
below the
does.
camera. So you can kind of see it and have fun with that. And Meta loves basketball right now. So especially like Butler. So then, we have some stuff on there, like, so that day that I had that feel, right? That's incorporated there. So that's that function of the eel, that kind of like electric spark, right? That goes in there, right? And actually on the top, that kind of says delusion all, not delusional, but delusion all,
Yeah.
so that's the planet, right? So we still have all these, fun plays with that's, right, what's left, etc.
Wait, that's already done, or that's just the graph?
They're going to be doing that potentially even today or
Obviously,
tomorrow.
This is
So-
not, but this is not done.
No,
yet.
so the last time I saw the car is what you just saw there, right, where we're at here. So this
But
is what it
so-
looks now.
If you go back,
Yes,
so they have all this stuff printed up so
they're
far.
going to. I don't know if it's done yet, right?
Cool. And do
So-
they print the stuff on premises?
That's what we'll
Does
have
it
to
go
find out
to them
tomorrow. I think they do print it all on premise. I saw them printing all the door jams, etc.
Cool.
So I think they have all the materials and all the machines. The machines are really cool. So I think you'll enjoy that.
Awesome.
And they can explain to you it better because I'm kind of useless. So for me, it's always fascinating. Like I was talking to him on the phone earlier, right before you guys got to lunch. And I was like, well, like, I think we kind of want to drop by almost every day because just seeing the process, like no one really sees how it all takes place. And I think it's just like a beautiful part of the art is that combinational effort, and then how it's actually executed is super cool. Like the idea is just part of the whole thing, and then it evolves, and the execution is really fun. And I'm sure, hopefully it's something that, people will look at and have different interpretations of, right? So yeah, again, this is kind of where it's at right now. As of Friday, it's probably different already, we're already 220 or so. Right here. So this is the side now. That has the M for Meta. This is the touch of controversy space. This is gonna light up, right? And so this is pretty fun because that'll end up being, it was supposed to just be like this, but they created it. And I definitely think it's better to keep it this way, that it turned blue, the snake does, so it looks like the planet Earth, right? So it's almost, again, it's like taking and giving energy and
Is
depending
that
on how
a-
you want to view it.
That's a Boy Kong
Yeah, he did this and they did that front top snake, right? And then my sister
did that?
did that.
Okay, so can't she, let's put her to work. on
Oh, yeah,
one
you're
more
right. We
show.
should do that.
Yeah.
So we were trying to, she can do it, another girl can do it. They can combine and mash it up and we can have different logos.
Okay.
Well, I have one, right? So, again, there's just these little random things in there. My mom, so again, we're just taking them, reimagining a little bit for fun.
Oh, shell.
Instead of Shelby,
It's
it's
a
just
shell.
shell and a B, right?
Mhm.
And the next kind of, well, the overall version is kind of a shall be, which kind of is interpretive of self and selves and whatever else, right? So, obviously we have then Nala, she made these, and so this is kind of her drawing of the family. And then, whoops, I screwed that up. And then,
Can you zoom in on the family drawing?
yeah, I'm trying to get, just switch it. There we go.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this one there, she did, and it's got little Tiggy, so Tiggy is a lion, right, which is part of the general story. That's Little Trouble, so I've always had Little Trouble with me. That's a part of the whole fun. I guess we got a big trouble here. And so, yeah, you got the moon and or kind of eye or whatever pattern you want to try to see out of that a shell as you wish. But so for the moonlight, that'll kind of shine through or go through as you see it, right? That's the intent. So, these side leaning sun lines now go and replace the snakes that were hidden in the wheels, right? And so they're going to look back at and toward each other is the intent there, right? So even if they're looking like approaching forward, they're still looking back at one another. They're not completely disregarding or turning their back on each other. They're looking back, even if they're facing directions, right? So my mom created this one, right? I kind of gave them like more randomness than you guys had been engaged in. And I said, kind of like, this is your area, draw some snakes, and then left them to kind of ask me questions or not ask me questions, or just kind of go and do it, right? So my mom did this, and then my mom the other day busted out like some stuff I'd done in 11th grade, which I don't even remember really doing, but this was my grandpa, who was very artistic and a doctor. He had just done this, small little write-up, like he was making a book for her as to how to kind of mix colors and do things and how to do art, at least as he saw it, right? And, I got to see her kind of evolve in regards to the way she thought about art versus what she was told by people recently. So it was fun to also incorporate more family into the truck, right? And more kind of, circumstance. So that was a fun little thing just from the other day. So I'm like, oh, I can still throw that in there. That could be fun.
Awesome.
And, we thought it was a good idea. And so we ran with that. And so then here, it's got an N for Nala on the side, right? This will be reflective, these things, but this will be that glow in the dark snake. My mom actually had done this in her like book a long time ago that she found. And then we asked Grandpa to do this, and it was like his little drawing. He does cool little fun drawings, and so it's like almost a reflection of that projection that she has. Grandpa, yeah, my mom's husband. Sorry, you don't know that, but yeah. So then I put in the AU ticket, the golden ticket, kind of premise as well in there. And then, left this part blank intentionally, because you can fill that in as you wish. What prompts you, and or us, effectively, that's saying there with the US, that could be, we are what prompts us. It could be, you are what prompts us, right? And that's reflection and projection effectively in there. And those are, or projection and reflection, where the heck I wrote, sometimes you can't see this stuff. But that's also going to be in reflective red, right? It looks like a snake tongue, right? So even if it's dark and you don't see it, the snake still has that red inside as well. And we have the calipers, obviously it blends into, so it makes it more fun. And it says, we are what we see/seek, right? I don't know if I did a good enough job doing the kind of forward K and backward K there, but you can kind of see it a little bit. So it's a little bit early iteration of it, but it's fun still to throw in there. And then that's kind of what you were looking for, was the, you are my sunshine. So it's kind of got a wave in there, which kind of gives it flow, as Pablo created it. So it's fun. It has plays on the past, plays on current, plays on future. So you get random pops of color, random fun stuff, little concepts, and then, we have the ampersand and the row kind of throw in there for rowing your boat, creating something different, with what we do. It's with the water, effectively agriculture, right? Sun and the light, right? So, you have this whole combination of stuff, including the dark that goes into that production and movement and flow, and that's kind of where it all comes together. It is that the personal and the business and all these things overlap. So you need to have a better, more fun time trying to do it all with people that you like and you can trust doing it. So that's kind of where the creative spark can come from. That's a collaborative openness. So that's kind of what we are working toward. It's not really feeling like work when you're doing it that way. So I don't know if you guys have anything more to add above and beyond my nonsense thought process or otherwise.
I mean, it's
gonna be awesome.
pretty incredible project.
Yeah.
That's it's more reflection of you and your thoughts and family, but it's very cool the way you're, mashing this all together.
It morphs,
Yeah.
kind of like we all do,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So,
It's also nice to get professionals who you can tell are super into the project.
yeah,
And from where I sit, it seems like you're willing to let them in, which I think probably a lot of people are not. I don't think that you have any sort of ego in the matter. I think it's entirely about just trying to make something cool and involve them in it. And if they've got ideas, you're just throwing the ideas in there, right? And I think that's very cool.
yeah, it's just the morphing nature of it and how much better it can be by openly discussing, topics of thought or interest and not claiming ideas as your own, just as seeing that everyone has these exponential potentials to add value, no matter who it is, has made it so much more fun. And then you got to trust that people are going to do the best they can with it. And it seems to always play out way better than expected from the first car or truck, to the current one, right? So, these are all chances and choices and change, and that's kind of fun to play with. So, it's the year of the rabbit after all, right? So I think we got bunny ears on you right now, so
There we go.
makes it more
Nice.
fun. All right, cool. Well, thank you for entertaining that.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, all right. Stop the recording now. Almost now.